Hi everyone, Gemma here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to go over 5 ways to use the back pocket of your journal. I thought this would be a fun video idea simply because I've been journaling for around 5 years and I've only just started using the back pocket last month. Since I started using it, I've actually found it really helpful, and I know that there are probably some of you that use it all the time, but I also imagine there are some people who have never found a use for it until now. Whichever category you fall into, I hope you like some of the ideas that I've come up with. Before we get started with these ideas, my channel covers journaling, stationery reviews and lettering. If these are topics you're interested in, please consider subscribing. So first of all, let's get started with the reason I personally started using the back pocket of my journal for, and that's stickers. So I've been incorporating stickers into my journal a lot lately. I use them to add a bit of colour and fun, and they help me to keep a theme throughout the month without having to put a lot of work into designing something by hand. Because I design my bullet journal spread weekly, I never know what layout I'm going to incorporate into each spread. So I'm reluctant to apply all of the stickers right away, but at the same time I want to be able to apply them anytime that I journal, so I keep them in the back pocket, and this has come in very handy. My next idea is all about self-care. So for the last couple of years I've had a spread in my bullet journal with quick ideas to cheer me up a bit, but the problem with that page is that I often forget it's there, as it's more hidden within the beginning pages of my journal. So what I thought might be a nice idea is to write the self-care ideas onto little pieces of folded up paper that can then be stored in the back pocket of my journal, and then I can pull one out randomly as and when I need to boost my mood. Now I believe this works for a few different reasons. The first is that the back pocket of your journal is a more distinct place to find things in your journal. Secondly, if you're in a bit of a bad mood, sometimes the last thing you want to be doing is making a decision. So this way it kind of makes a decision for you. Finally, it's easier to adjust your interests and what's working for you in that time of your life. So for example, I've recently discovered watercolour painting. I find it relaxing, but it's not something I could fit into my current spread because it's already been created and it's full. Now I could create another page in my journal, but the same thing could happen again. So I'm interested to know if this idea sounds of interest to you and what sort of things help you relax. Maybe I could add some things to my list. My third suggestion is to help with language learning. So start by either printing out a sheet with some helpful keywords or alphabets of the language that you want to learn, so that you can then test yourself. The reason why I'd recommend using a printout over handwriting is from personal experience, because when I tried to copy out the Japanese alphabets into my journal, I made so many mistakes and it was just annoying because then I had a useless spread in my journal. Also, there's the risk that if you copy them down incorrectly in the first place, that you're then going to be using that as a reference and then learning the language incorrectly. So I think for accuracy's sake, it's better to have a printout from a reliable source. Now, this isn't to say that you shouldn't write out languages in your journal. I'm very much a visual learner, and seeing the letters and writing them out helps me to learn. But if you're considering setting up a reference page, I'd personally recommend storing a printout in the back pocket instead. This way, whenever you want to practice your language learning, you don't have to keep flipping back and forth to check that it's correct. You can just take the sheet out and have it next to the page you're currently writing on. My fourth suggestion for using the back pocket of your journal is to help with deciding your monthly bullet journal theme. If you're stuck on what your next theme will be, one thing you could do is write down certain suggestions that will help point you down a certain path. So the way I've set this up is I've used index tabs to write down general colour themes such as warm tones like orange, red and yellow, and then use a different colour tab to write down how you're going to incorporate that theme. So for example, you could use washi tape or doodles or stickers or even photos. I'm interested to know how you come up with your theme ideas. Do you start with a colour, for example, and take more of an as-you-go approach, or do you prefer using Plan With Me videos to give you more of a structured approach each month? On to my final idea, and that's pick-me-up notes. I use my own bullet journal predominantly as a journal, and it's great for jotting down memories and what's been happening in my life, though I found that nice comments people have said tend to get lost in with the rest of my day-to-day life. One idea is therefore, if someone gives you a compliment or says something nice that you want to remember, note it down on a slip of paper and pop it into the back pocket of your journal. That way you have all these positive memories in one place, so if you're looking for a bit of a boost to your mood, you can pull out a slip from the back pocket and lift your spirits a bit. And that's my 5 ideas. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. It was definitely fun for me to get creative in coming up with these ideas. Let me know if you think you'll bring any of these ideas into your own journal, or if you have any ideas of your own that you'd like to share, please comment them down below. I'd love to hear from you, but in the meantime, thank you for watching.